GM, welcome back everyone. This is of course the guy that you always come for the latest airdrop intel, Master Light, at your service. And in case you haven't already, make sure you're going to be subscribing to the channel so you won't be missing on the next airdrop intel. But today we're going to be finally talking about IMX, and this has been one of the chains I've been meaning to cover alongside with Layer X, which is the OKX chain, and also Ronin, which are coming next on the pipeline when I don't know exactly. But now we're going to be focusing on IMX, or Immutable, whatever you want to call it. And there was a big change recently which allowed them to launch a new chain. So before they had a chain that was based on Validium and Starknet technology, and now they basically released a ZKEVM, which is using Polygon's technology underneath. So there's basically two different chains, and a lot of the campaigns we're going to be focusing on are going to be happening on the new ZKEVM chain. So understand that Immutable X is different from Immutable ZKEVM. There are some bridges from the Ethereum mainnet to these two, and sometimes you can even bridge between the IMX chains, but there are some juggling around that you have to do. I'm going to leave a guide for you guys to, play around with, and maybe you're going to be finding some good intel there. Now, IMX obviously is a big gaming-based chain. That's kind of the main draw here. The big games are Guild of Guardians, Ember Sword, Block Lords, Kiraverse, Shardbone, Metal Gourd, Gods Unchained, and obviously Illuvium, which is kind of like their flagship project, and that's probably going to be the big game that's going to be drawing in a lot of people eventually. And this is going to be probably the top 3 gaming chains. It's going to be really close race between all the entities right now, which one will come out on top and which will attract these games and which will build significant games that people actually want to play and have great tokenomics. That's a very hard thing to do, to build a sustainable game and build a game that has great tokenomics and also is fun to play. So that triangle, or whatever you want to call it, is hard to do. Now let's go into the campaigns going on right now. So the first thing that they have is the gems game, okay? And this is something you can claim every single day. You get 1 gem per day unless you are holding 20 IMX on the Immutable ZKEVM, not on the IMX chain. So whatever you have the IMX on the old chain, you have to move it somehow. It's kind of hassle, but you have to do it. And wrapped IMX does not apply for this bonus. And so maybe you can have 20 normal IMX and rest is will be in the wrapped IMX, whatever you want to do. And so you're going to be getting bonus gems by having that amount. I really recommend it because IMX is not like super expensive right now. And yes, it has gone up, and I think it really has to do with the launch of the ZKEVM. And by the way, on the Immutable ZKEVM, the IMX is the gas token, just FYI. But if you're going to be using the Passport, which is the Immutable wallet, Immutable Passport is the wallet's name, there's going to be free transactions there, and that's going to be making things easier. Now, there are a couple of different games that you can interact with, and one of them is Storm Warfare. This is going to be probably having some form of drop or rewards by playing. Then there is Rebel Bots, and by signing on this game, you're actually going to be getting exclusive NFTs and an airdrop by just putting your email here and your IMX passport address. So your EVM address that you have on your MetaMask is going to be different from the one that you're going to be having with the Immutable Passport. And Immutable Passport can be just created with your Gmail address. So it's like a one email login thing, which makes it an extremely convenient thing to use for casual people. But let's move on in this list. So here's kind of like a look of the Passport. The Passport holds both of the chains, Immutable X and Immutable ZKEVM. I don't remember if the Immutable X was using F for fees or was it totally feeless. I can't remember top of my head right now. And here you can see also all the NFTs that you have. I have a couple of them. I've been trying to liquidate some of them, but with low results. And also you can find all the games that are currently playable and the games that are coming out soon. So there are a lot of things being built out which are not released yet, and that's kind of like a bullish aspect here. Like Illuvium is in a beta, Shardbound is a very promising game, so is Metalcore. So a lot of exciting things there. And then there is the rewards tab, and this kind of goes actually in the same stuff here that we go into, and we're going to be talking about that in a second. So here you're gonna find your passport address, by the way. So this is different from the MetaMask address once again. So here's my MetaMask address, and this is the wallet address. And this is the Toolkit page. Here you can do, well, bridging. Bridging might be part of the criteria for certain things. You can buy directly from centralized exchange as well. And you can buy coins with Transact as well. So with Google Play, Visa, blah, blah, blah. If you want to do it that easy way, you don't want to fuck with the bridges, do that. Also, there's a swapping thing. This uses quick swap in underneath. So I'm going to use that one to basically get me some EMX. And you're going to be swapping. And then you're going to be getting a pop-up. And here you should be able to trade unless it's going to be asking some shit. And first you're going to be going through an approval. And it's going to be the spending cap. And now, okay. And now we should be able to do the actual swap here next. This is not the most fastest loading thing right now. Accepting. And the swap is now in progress. So I think this is the fastest way you can basically get the 20 IMX. So right now I got 30 IMX. This number hasn't updated right now, which is kind of weird. So some of that seemingly happens a lot in the IMX ecosystem. But yeah, QuickSwap already has a token, so that's something you want to do. And here you can basically wrap your IMX if you want to. I don't know what's the exact purpose for that. I think it's probably for LPs. And then also by trading on marketplaces, you are going to be getting points. And these points are going to be getting rewards. They are LP rewards on Merkle, which we're going to be talking about just in a second. And then obviously you have the ability to basically do NFT trading, and you're going to be getting rewards in IMX for doing this. So there's a trading campaign going on, not really bad one in case you want to especially dump some stuff. And yeah, so you're going to be able to do cool things here. And then there seems to be an IMX based tab as well here, and seems to be the same stuff. There's a limited amount of things that are supported here, by the way. So make sure you're going to be paying attention to that. And then there's actually a DEX app called Warpgate, which does not have their own token as of right now. So this is another place where you have the ability to basically provide liquidity. There's a referral system, so I'm going to leave my link down below. I ran into some errors earlier to basically, let me see if I'm actually replicating these problems again. So let's do another 0. You have to use, then we're going to be with IMX. I was getting errors earlier. So let's see if it's actually different now. And you can adjust the thing here. I'm going to use auto. Let's see if this actually works this time. Okay, it does. So great. So here you can basically do swaps, and this is probably going to be getting you points here on this exchange, and you're going to be now eligible for their Warpgate based airdrop in the future as well. One of the things I did forgot to mention, let's go backpedaling a bit here into the toolkit. The toolkit has a faster bridge which uses layer swaps. In case you remember our Aptos video, that is going to be having their already confirmed token release. So doing swaps through this is going to be part of some type of a criteria down the line. So make sure you're going to be maybe using this as well in case you want to use a bridge. And then let's get into our last entries here on the list. So we have the Merkle. This is by Angle Labs. So what you can do here is obviously get an APR on these deposits for these different pairs. So this is where the wrapped IMX comes into play. And also they are part of the Angle Labs, which I do believe are part of the ones that have the stable Euro coin, which I'm doing. And they don't have their own token as of right now. So that's kind of like up in the air. We'll be going to be getting a token release for this type of protocol as well. So Angle Labs is something you should pay attention to as well. Then the last thing we're going to be covering is the Illuvium is having a 20 million play to earn airdrop. And this is basically different betas. You can register for the beta and hope you're going to be getting into it. This is going to be also on testnet, so you can require testnet request, testnet ETH from here as well. And I don't know how long it takes to get, accepted into this, but in terms of like the rewards, there's a lot of things to hear. This might be the largest play-to-earn airdrop known to man, so this is pretty huge. I'm pretty excited about this, and we're probably going to be streaming it and talking about it. And then the last thing I'm going to be talking about is the IMX marketplace. We kind of already touched upon on this. This is where you can trade all the NFTs for each specific game. Now the thing is, they are run by IMX themselves, so they're unlikely to have any form of a token release, but the people who trade and volume in here are probably going to be getting some form of a reward. So that's kind of up in the air right now. So this is kind of like de facto NFT marketplace here, and I think they're going to be part of that airdrop experience eventually. But they are not going to have their own token, most likely. Then there's this other place called the Token Trove. I don't know who exactly runs this, but this is other NFT marketplace, and they do not also have any token here whatsoever. It's not the most intuitive to basically use. I think the filtering systems are kind of weird, and when you want to watch your own account and stuff like that, you just kind of have to go through all of these fucking hoops and loops. It's kind of annoying. But that's basically what I have to share about IMX. I think there's going to be a lot more phases into this like main quest thing. It's not going to be just the gems, because here they say have like 10 different games here in the lineup, and there's going to be more of them in the future. So it's going to be a multi-stage, probably going through the whole summer. And here are the dApps involved in here, and the liquidity prices. Gamma is another one I didn't feature because they already have their own token, so Merkle is a better option for LPs. And these we already covered. So that's kind of what we have to share. In case you like the video, hit the like button, leave a comment down below. Have you used IMX before? What do you like the experience of? And I will be seeing you next time on the next video. Cheers.